With London, Milan and New York, Paris is among the trendiest places in the fashion world. But while Paris is today considered the capital of fashion and creation, it is also and especially the capital of luxury. Indeed, the biggest names of haute couture fashion and fine jewellery have a spot on the block, whether we stroll the Champs Elysées, Avenue Montaigne, Place Vendôme or the sidewalks of Rue Faubourg Saint Honoré. The department stores also, whether Bon Marché, Printemps Haussmann or the Galeries Lafayette, they too have a large part of their space dedicated to luxury. Hermès, Vuitton, Gucci and Chanel. From luxury to up-and-coming brands, we propose to you today a little fashion tour of Paris. Freshly undressed from the holidays, Bon Marché is our first destination, a large department store that has transformed into a showcase of luxury for these little slippers by Jolee Môme. Steps away from Place Vendôme, this young French house of fine leather goods with a timeless, modern and creative design has attracted our attention. Spotlight in a moment on ancestral expertise of the house of Verbreuil, before heading to the workshops of Parisian designer Erik Schaix, who unveils his universe. But now we head to the 7th district, to 24 Rue de Sèvres. It's at this address that Bon Marché, under the guidance of Aristide Boussicot and his wife Marguerite, have been in business since 1852 like a new commerce, inviting an explosion of all the senses. Conjugating anti-conformism and elegance, this space imagined by architect Louis-Charles Boileau and engineer Gustave Eiffel displays a singular style, an imprint of the creative vitality unique to the left banks of Paris. Among all these luxury brands, we find the Jolee Môme house that is trying to pave their way into children's clothing and more specifically baby slippers. The materials are noble and worked by a house that supplies the biggest players in French luxury for close to 100 years.
Our feature slipper is the Liloudou model, which features lined lambskin on the outside and a bunny ear design that recalls a cuddly animal for a child that loves to touch, that resembles the ears of a rabbit, so it's fun, and at the same time, we have sleek lines and a simple design that seduces parents. I like adding detail like golden buttons on certain models, or a removable gaiter that gives a two-in-one look to the child's slipper. It's always made of gold leaf. We have a machine where we put the alphanumeric brass characters into, which gives us a very large possibility of personalization.
Craft fabrication in their workshops located in Romans-sur-Isère, the capital of French shoes, where once they made Jourdan and Kélian shoes. Jolee Môme is 2 collections of about a dozen models each year, including these open sandals embellished with a little pompon available in baby sizes, designed to recall the Liloudou flagship model. The personalization of these slippers is another detail, but a detail that is very important to the client.
Ça se fait toujours à la feuille d'or. On a une machine sur laquelle on positionne des caractères en laiton alphanumérique, ce qui nous donne une possibilité très très large de personnalisation.
For this spring-summer collection, Ophélie told us that she drew inspiration from African masks and bracelets. Inspiration that we find in particular on the embroidery or more simply on the choice of colors. This line of small leather goods designed for the family uses the same color codes. From the card holder, agenda and other passport covers, there are accessories for parents wanting to be in harmony with their children. Like this bracelet, a nod to the Liloudou model with this fur pompon embellished with a leather cord. 100% handmade and 100% made in France. Here are some great gift ideas for your child from birth to 3 years old. During the holiday season, Parisian luxury boutiques take on a different color. But if on the most beautiful avenue in the world the red seems appropriate, especially in the Cartier and Montblanc showcases, not far from Place Vendôme, in this charming little shop linked to a church, it's quite a rainbow of colors that every day illuminate the pavements of this narrow Rue Saint-Roch. No need to celebrate Christmas to see the gaiety in the windows of Verbreuil, a young French brand of fine leather goods created in 2011. Elegance in the forms and perfect craftsmanship are part of the DNA of the house.
Qu'est-ce qui caractérise Verbreuil? C'est d'abord un design intemporel.
What characterizes Verbreuil is first a timeless, strong, very modern and minimalist design, but very feminine at the same time, because it was designed to accompany the silhouette. The second thing is quality. The quality of the craftsmanship, the quality of the workmanship, the quality of the materials and skins. And the third thing is actually our signature. It's a very strong profile. When a woman walks with our bag, it's immediately recognized as a Verbreuil. For example, on our iconic bag, you see this profile is very pronounced and opens like a fan that requires hours of work because it's entirely sewn by hand.
Votre sac iconique, vous voyez ce profil très marqué qui s'ouvre comme un éventail et qui a demandé des heures et des heures de travail.
Alligator, python, karung, lizard or Nile perch. At Verbreuil, each skin is carefully chosen from the best tanners of France and Europe. Whether they're bicolor or monochrome, bi-material or simply covered with a single precious skin, the bag is above all a reflection of the personality. And it's at this moment that custom-made takes on all its sense.
On peut faire des très belles choses en alligator, je vous montrerai tout à l'heure.
We can make very pretty things in alligator. I'll show you later. Here we have an ostrich foot, and it could be very interesting to use this central part here, for example, to make something that pleases you.
Pour faire ici un empiècement, si ce modèle, le modèle vous plaît.
I first would like to know if we can create a custom bag. We can choose any color and skin, no matter the model chosen.
Quel soit le modèle choisi.
Absolument. Après, ah oui, une question, une problématique.
Yes, down to the smallest detail even. No smaller than that, as that would be difficult. There, you see? On the other hand, we can choose the adornment. We can play with the colors, and that is what makes it interesting.
Avec ces couleurs, c'est ça qui est intéressant.
A growing interest in tailor-made products that have allowed the brand to enjoy the luxury of a second Parisian address on Rue de Fleurus, facing the Luxembourg Gardens. In this very Haussmannian environment, the bags are united with the paintings whose modernity comes to a conclusion with the rest of the shop, an alliance that is very representative of the Verbreuil universe.
The mini Lagarde model has a fan opening like this one. It's made of what? Grained calfskin with alligator detailing and lined with dipped lamb, like all our models.
An iconic model also available in navy blue, burgundy, brown and black with many facets.
Ou bien, sans bandoulière, on la retire.
Or without the strap. We remove it like this one to wear it as a clutch. It suits you.
Ça va très bien.
No doubt seduced by the details of this iconic model, from the round sheathed alligator handle to the small triangular feet that have been all the rage, the model Lagarde by Verbreuil has found buyer tonight. A client who will have certainly preferred the exceptional and discreet luxury to the temples of luxury that are the Champs Elysées or the Avenue Montaigne. On the way to the Arc de Triomphe, we stop at some of the most emblematic places in the French capital. Starting with the Hôtel des Invalides, which now houses the Army Museum. Battles and conflicts, all the military history of France is traced through 500,000 pieces of the collection. Under the Golden Dome built by Louis XIV is the tomb of Napoleon. He rests there in the colonel's costume of the Imperial Guard in a nest of 6 coffins, like the funeral rites of the pharaohs of Egypt. For your guidance, the Hôtel National des Invalides, a national historic landmark, is open 7 days a week, all year long, except for January 1st, May the 1st and December the 25th. In Paris, this most cultural of all cities, there are more than 200 museums and more than 1,000 art galleries. The Pyramid of the Louvre is one of the strongest symbols. A former royal palace and the most visited museum in the world, the Louvre is located in one of the most prestigious districts of the French capital, in the first district, between Rue de Rivoli and Quai François Mitterrand. The fortified castle of the 12th century, whose walls surrounded and protected the city, has undergone many transformations over time. It hosted François Ier and Louis XIV before becoming a museum in 1793. Erik Schaix is a little young to have dressed the Sun King, but he has caught up with the last 30 years with heads of state and an empress. For 3 decades, he has been working on Rue Florentin, a period during which he has been able to forge an image and a style of his own.
The style is pretty clean. A woman can go to the office like that in the day. She puts on an accessory, a necklace, a nice pair of shoes, to go to a cocktail at night, and it's good. It's an ensemble, of course, that's a little sophisticated, since you call on a designer who'll create something special for you. That's a bit original. That's what you have behind me. That has the appearance of a skirt in front, but when you turn it round, it's actually a pair of shorts, and at the top, it's a sweater with just 2 fox cuffs. You can wear it with or without the cuffs. You have trousers, jackets, but always with a little accessory that makes you stand out from the others. We do a lot of custom orders. 90% of our work is devoted to tailor-made.
Now I try to be patient, keep a quiet mind, get out of the madness, try to be here in the moment, breathe for a while.
Based in Paris, Erik Schaix has chosen to gear towards a clientele that is almost exclusively international. English, American, Middle Eastern, and more recently, African, a continent where his notoriety has taken serious flight the day he decided to refresh the image of the African loincloth.
What clients love about me is the fact I bring a French touch, a Parisian touch. The current fashion has a lot of fringes, so why not introduce the fringe into African ethnicity and in their clothing, to give it something else, like lace, for example, that you see on this model.
With Erik Schaix, everything is made in-house. Just climb 1 floor for a better understanding.
Here's the cut, my universe. It's here I work to prepare orders for my clients, like you can see here.
But I was right there all along, and now, oh now. Now are you feeling my loving? I am no longer the same.
Drawing, patronage, cutting, sewing and retouching. It's here, in these workshops, that the most beautiful creations of the designer come to life. To add a personal touch to their ensemble, Erik Schaix clients very often opt for one of the jewellery pieces of the house, most of them listed in this magnificent work prefaced by Farah Diba herself, a faithful fashion designer, former empress and last wife of the Shah of Iran. This is how our new city trip to Paris ends. A city of lights that never bears its name so well as during the holiday season.
I feel alive when I look up to the sky, knowing I might see him on his sleigh. Soon I will see lots of presents by the tree, and think of all the joy that's on its way. I dream of Santa's long white beard and reindeer flying through